Clarkston, Lake Orion. The two names bring up more than 3 decades of high school athletic competition. You have it in football. You've had it in basketball. Tonight, you have it in girls softball. Not to question, in band, in the arts. These two schools, separated by a common boundary, have been rivals for years. And tonight, the Clarkston Wolves come in to take on the Lake Orion Dragons. Good afternoon, everyone, with our entire ONTV crew, led tonight by producer-director John Atwater. I'm Doug Corliss, and we have girls softball tonight. As we said, the Clarkston Wolves come in. They have an overall record of 8-3, and tonight they take on the undefeated Lake Orion Dragons. Coach Joe Watroya will not be here tonight. He's at a family emergency, and I spoke with assistant coach Brian Kogut tonight, and the Dragons being undefeated, look forward to matches like this. It's your crosstown rivalry. The weather has not cooperated this season. We have had rainouts. We have had wet conditions. We've had snowouts. The weather is breaking. It's still cool, 46 degrees as we get ready to take the field tonight. Clarkston, Lake Orion. It doesn't get any better. Stay with us.
My name is DJ Pam Hornbeck, and these are some of the singers that are on Karaoke on TV every Saturday night. And we would like to invite you to come out and join us. Does everyone have fun with us?
To find out how you can sing on Karaoke on TV, please call the ONTV studio at 248-393-1060.
Just getting underway here in a league game between the Clarkston Wolves and the Lake Orion Dragons. I'm Doug Corliss, along with our producer, director, and guy who pushes all the buttons and makes everything look good, John Atwater, and our entire ONTV crew. Glad to be with you for one of our first softball broadcasts of the season. Dragons come in undefeated. Clarkston comes in with a record of 8-3. Because the weather has been so spotty at the start of the season, I was talking to both coaches, and they said, it's something we have to deal with. We play when we can, and when we can't, we still practice. So they're still trying to get the work in, trying to play when they can, and sometimes the games can be made up, sometimes they can't. So leading off is the shortstop, Miss Hood, and Sierra Gonzalez on the pitching for the Dragons. First pitch is a strike on the outside. We're underway. Glad you're with us. No balls, one strike. Sierra Gonzalez is one of those pitchers. Ball outside. She's one of those pitchers that once she lets the ball go, it's give me the ball back, let me throw it again. She gets in a rhythm. Little pop up toward short, caught by the shortstop, Cassidy Carson, for the first out. One out, nobody on, just underway here. The catcher, Skvars. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Left-handed batter. I think these two teams lead the OAA in left-handed batters. There's a lot of them. Strike on the inside part, no balls, one strike. Wind blowing in from left field tonight toward home plate. It'll hold up anything hit to left field and should push anything center field over toward the right field side. Foul back out of play. No balls, 2 strikes. Cool, cloudy day here in Lake Orion. 46 degrees was our game time temperature. Ground ball foul, still no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Off-speed pitch fouled back out of play. Still no balls, 2 strikes. Sierra Gonzalez, little fly ball center field, over the head of the center fielder, going to the fence. And Skvars holds up at second base with a 1-out double. They had her shaded a little to the right field side of second base, and the ball went to the left field side, and the center fielder, Tessa Nuss, had to chase it down. So 1 on, 1 out. Blevins will be up now. Runner on second. No score, just underway. Off the glove of the catcher, and Skvars will head to third. There'll be an error on the catcher. Sierra Gonzalez looking in. Ground ball to third. Looks the runner over. Throws her out at first. 2 down. Good job by the third base person, McKenna Roy, of looking the runner back to the bag. Brings up Chadwell, 2 out here in the top of the first. Strike on the outside part of the plate. Miss Chadwell is the designated player today. Just a bit high. McKenna Roy in a little bit at third. Cassidy Carson and Carly McGee, standard depth at second and short. Swing and a miss, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strike, 2 out here in the top of the first, no score. Foul tip, just stayed alive on that. Outfield straight up. In a little bit at first base, Susan Bilecki, and a little bit even with the bag. Ball outside, evens the count, 2-2 with 2 out. Ball high, fills the count up. Foul right back here near our home plate camera. Sierra's thrown a lot of pitches here in the top of the first. Wind now shifting, coming straight in from center field. There's a base caught by the second baseman. Carly McGee caught it right near the bag, and at the end of the top of the first, we have no score. The double does no harm. DVD copies can be purchased by calling ONTV at 248-693-3377 or 248-393-1060. For only $10, you can get a copy of not only this game, but any game or program in our broadcast vault. That's DVD copies, 248-693-3377 or 248-393-1060. Leadoff double does no harm for the Dragons as they come up here in the bottom of the first. Well, we have a different pitcher than what they told us. They told us a young lady by the name of Minton would be pitching, and even on the roster, they don't have anybody at the one position. So number 42 is a young lady named Gladding, and we do not have first names for the Clarkston players. So ladies, I apologize that we can't give you the full credit you deserve. Number 22 for the Dragons, Tessa Nuss, will be leading off. She's the center fielder. She'll be followed by the left fielder, Aaron Schroeder. And then Shelby Misak will be batting the third. And I just got the last names for all the Clarkston players. And it's Sarah Gladding on the mound. So we'll take a minute while I update my roster. So Tessa Nuss stands in against a right-handed pitcher. Shortens up as if to bunt. Inside, ball one. The ball one pitch, inside ball two. Now Sarah Gladding's not afraid to pitch inside to these Dragon hitters. Ball three high, 3-0 count on the first batter. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Ball four. Walked her on four straight. So one on, nobody out. Erin Schroeder will be the batter. She's the center field or the left fielder tonight. Time for a little conference. Little talk at the mound. We have one of the Lake Orion staff coming over. Either they did something with the rosters going on between the two teams, so I'm updating mine, they're updating theirs. So Aaron Schroeder steps in. Strike on the inside part of the plate. 0-1. Throw back to first. 1 ball, 1 strike. Another ball, 2 balls, 1 strike. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first, no score. Infield in at first and third. Way inside, throw to second, she's in. She got a great jump. The catcher, Skvars, kind of bobbled the throw, and the pitch was inside, and she had to come across her body to catch it and couldn't get everything on the throw she needed to get. So runner on second, nobody out, count of 3 balls, 1 strike. Strike 2. And the catcher does the wise thing. The runner bluffed going to third. She just walked the ball back to the pitcher. Foul back out of play. Fills up the count at 3-2. Looking at third base coach Dave Wilson. Ground ball to third, short. Short gets it, throws to first, wild throw. Run's going to score. Schroeder will go to second. Now she's heading for third, and she'll be in safely at third with the run in. The shortstop came in and took the ball and threw wildly to the left field side of first base. The run was able to score, and Schroeder gets all the way to third on the error. So 1 run in, still nobody out here in the bottom of the first. Shelby Misak at the plate. Ball 1 outside. Got a base open. They're going to put her on intentionally. There's ball 3 outside. Cassidy Carson up next for the Dragons. And ball 4 outside. Runners on first and third, nobody out. Bottom of the first. Cassidy Carson, the shortstop, steps in. Ball high and outside. Sarah Gladding's just got to settle down a little bit. Take a deep breath. Strike at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ground ball to third, into left field, base hit. Schroeder scores. Runners on first and second, still nobody out. So the error comes back to hurt Clarkston. McKenna Roy, the third base person up. Strike right down the middle. McKenna Roy is a sophomore. Ball high and outside. Runners on first and second, 2 runs in, nobody out. Foul right back up at us. We have this nice fence protecting us from danger. I know my cohorts in the booth would die for any ball that came back here. No, they wouldn't. Swinging a foul tip. Two balls, 2 strikes, nobody out, 2 on. Dragons have 2 in here in the bottom of the first. Foul back out of play. McKenna Roy hanging tough. Ball cued foul down the right field line. Still remains at 2-2. When it's cold like this, it's tough to stay loose. You can sit on the bench and you start to tighten up. You come up in the on-deck circle and it's hard to stretch enough things out to get totally comfortable at the plate. Ball in the dirt. 3-2. Carly McGee, the second base person, bats next. Pop up on the infield. Second base person comes over and grabs it. That's Maddie Scarella for the first out at the bottom of the first for the Dragons. As we mentioned earlier, these teams have to lead the league in left-handed batters. Ball on the outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Little conference now between the umpire and the third base coach. We're getting a runner in for Shelby Misak. I want to say it's number 28, Peyton Shadiah. Strike on the outside corner. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Ball outside. Ball low. Throw back to second. She just got back. Good throw by the catcher to the second base person, and she just got her hand back before the tag was put on. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 2 on. Ball outside. That'll load them up. So they're full. Susan Balecki, the first base person, will bat now with the bases full and 1 out. The right fielder is playing quite deep. If they could fly ball center field, center fielder coming in. The right fielder went to make the play and dropped the ball. Everybody's going to be safe. The ball came in. It looked like it was heading to center field, and I think the wind held it up. It's a pretty stiff wind blowing in from center field. The right fielder came in. She had a long run from where she was set up, and it just went off her glove to score a run. So bases still loaded, still 1 out. Strike on the outside corner to Sierra Gonzalez. I don't know, we'll ask our official scorer. Do you score that a hit or an error on the right fielder? I'm sorry? Error on, okay. He called it an error on the right fielder. Dragons have 3 runs in here. And a fly ball. This one's to center field. The center fielder, Caitlin Garvin, tries to throw home. The throw's high. And McKenna Roy scores. It'd be a sacrifice fly for Sierra Gonzalez. Gets a run in. Dragons now lead 4-0. Now we have 2 on. With 2 out, Sydney Ross, the catcher, is up. Strike 2. Sarah Gladding brings it home. Pop foul right back up here. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. 2 on. Dragons have brought home 4. Mackenzie Case on deck. If Sydney can keep it alive. 2-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Grounded foul over by the on-deck circle. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. Fly ball left field. Coming over into foul territory is the left fielder, Savannah Spring, and that ends the Dragon threat. 4 runs on 1 hit, 2 Clarkston errors, and 2 left on base. We finished 1, Lake Orion 4, Clarkston nothing. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Mickey York from Fox Sports Detroit. When I want to get the inside scoop on local sports, I watch Between Terminos or Fox Sports Detroit.
Back at the start of the second inning, Dragons struck for 4 runs in the bottom of the first on 1 base hit. 2 errors by Clarkston didn't help. So coming into the top of the second, Kaylee Percival, the right fielder, leads off. Strike. Wind still blowing in from center field. It's a cool day today. Ball in the dirt, evens the count at 1-1. Good facilities here. We were set to do a game last week, but the field had just been too wet. The game was moved over to the JV field, a fly ball to left. Aaron Schroeder goes back, makes the catch, 1 down. They moved the game over to the JV field. Tonight, even though we had hard rains overnight and rain into the morning, the field's in pretty good shape. No standing water inside the fences. Outside the fences is a different matter. One out here in the top of the second. Maddie Scarcella, the second base person, stands in against Sierra Gonzalez. Takes a ball for ball 1. Ball inside, 2-0. Second and shorter back, first and third in a little bit. 3-0 on Scarcella. Outfield straight up, not too deep. The 3-0 pitch right down the middle. 3-1, 1 out here in the top of the second. This is the first game of a doubleheader between these two teams today. Ball foul. Just missed one of the photographers. I don't know, these guys want to stand inside the field to play. If it hits them, they deserve it. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the second. Another foul. Keep watching the wind shift. Now it's moving over, blowing more in from left center. Another ground ball foul. She's been out in front of the last 2 pitches. If Sierra can change speed, she'll have her way out in front. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Just over the glove of the shortstop into left field for a base hit. She hung in there, took a lot of pitches. The throw back into the infield missed and went all the way almost to the Clarkston bench. And Scarcella took second on the throwing error. So it'll be a single and an error on the left fielder to get her to second base. And the home plate umpire's having a conversation with the Lake Orion coaches. We can't tell what the subject matter is. We don't have a lot of lip readers up here in the press box, so we can't. They are questioning if there was interference on the play. Now we'll see what his determination is. Did not get a chance to speak to the umpires before the game. In the meantime, the Dragons huddle near the pitcher's area. And while they make this determination, we will ask you, have you ever wanted to make your own TV show or operate the camera for a live sporting event like our happy crew here this afternoon? Well, ONTV can make it happen. Your first step, though, is to sign up for orientation. It's free and offers you a look behind the scenes of ONTV. Call 248-693-3377 or 248-393-1060 for more information. The conference is concluding. The Dragons have taken their positions. We'll see where the runner ends up because they're still discussing it. The Dragon coaches have gone back to the dugout. And we'll still end up with a runner on second base and one out. So that'll bring up Savannah Spring. She's the left fielder. She'll be on with a runner on second and one out here in the top of the second. Dragons up 4-0. Sierra Gonzalez looks in. Ball on the inside part of the plate. As one of the umpires changes position. Grounded foul. Third base side. Evens the count at 1-1. A lot of infielders blowing on their hands, trying to keep their hands warm. Pop up, first base side, first baseman Susan Bilecki makes the catch for the second out of the inning. So 2 down. That brings up Madison Beck, the first base person. Runner on second. Strike. No runs, 1 hit for Clarkston. 4 runs, 1 hit for the Dragons. Ball inside, gets away from the catcher. No harm, though. I think it hit her. So she'll take first base. So 2 on, 1 out. Or 2 on, 2 out. That brings up the center fielder, Caitlin Garvin. Strike on the outside corner. Infield plays in shallow with 2 outs. In its first, second, and third, and the shortstop's back. Ball outside, evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Another left-handed batter. Sierra delivers. Little ground ball to third base. Throw to first by McKenna Roy, and the side's retired. No runs, 1 hit for Clarkston. We finished at the top of the second, 4-0 Lake Orion. Get mobile with ONTV anytime. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube on your mobile devices. Connect with ONTV to see what's happening in our new studio, see upcoming events, and watch ONTV programs in high definition on demand. ONTV, working to bring Lake Orion to the world. We finished 1.5. Dragons struck for 4 in the bottom of the first, and they've been able to hold Clarkston scoreless with only a couple hits through 1.5. Mackenzie Case, the flex player, will lead off for the Dragons. I'm sorry, she's the flex player, so she will not bat. Tessa Nuss, who walked to start the Orion half of the first, leads off here in the second. She walked, stole a base, and scored a run, leading off the game for the Dragons. Left-handed batter. In tight at second and third. Expecting the bunt. And she flares a hit to left field, over the head of the left fielder, going to the warning track. She's around second, headed for third. And she's safe at third. Good relay in from the shortstop to the third baseman. And Tessa got underneath the tag and safe at third. We'll call that a triple. So she's 1 for 1. Erin Schroeder safe on an error her first time up. Strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Tell you, Tessa Nuss showed some wheels going around the bases. Ball outside, evens the count, 1-1. Ball low and away. Good block by the catcher. 2 balls, 1 strike, nobody out, runner on third. Little number in front of the plate. They go back to third and the runner gets back. So she's safe on the fielder's choice. And no advance by the runner on third. So 2 on, nobody out for the Dragons. We're trying to see what the holdup is now. Having a conference at the pitching area. That was kind of the swinging bunt that Erin Schroeder put on, just a little nubber right in front of the plate. And the catcher went to hold the runner at third, through to try to get the runner at third, and Tessa Nuss dove right back in under the tag. So 2 on, nobody out. Shelby Misak at the plate. She was intentionally walked her first time up, and they're going to walk her again to load the bases. Shelby was walked in the first inning to load the bases, and now they'll walk her again to load them. And Sarah Gladding throws ball 4 outside. That'll load them up with Dragons. And brings up Cassidy Carson, who singled, drove in a run her first time up. So the bases are loaded, nobody out. Strike on the outside corner. Cassidy singled her first time up, drove in a run. Ball just outside. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out. Base hit in the left field. That'll get a couple in. Oh, nope. They held her at third. Tessa Nuss scores. The Dragons take a 5-0 lead on the single by Cassidy Carson. That'll bring up McKenna Roy. She popped out to second her first time up. High pop up. Left fielder can't make the catch. She's going for the force at third, and she can't make the play. 1 run's in. The bases are still loaded. Good presence of mind by Erin Schroeder to watch the runner. When the ball hit her glove, she took off for home. Check with our official scorer if that's a hit or an error. And he says it's an E7. Oh, hit. He called it a base hit. That's why we have official scorers here. So base is still loaded at Dragons. Nobody out. 2 runs in this inning. Dragons lead 6-0. And Coach Don Peters is out to kind of settle his team down a little bit. And it's tough when you get those high fly balls like she hit that time because the wind is blowing dead in from left field. And she wasn't playing that deep, the left fielder, Savannah Spring, but the ball got held up in the wind, and she had a long run for it and just couldn't get there. Yeah, we've got a pitching change for Clarkston. Number 20, Sarah Kunzel, is into pitch. And while we have this break in the action, while she's warming up, if you're a fan of sports talk and just plain craziness, then tune in to Between Terraminas, a different kind of sports talk show. New episodes air live Mondays at 5 p.m. right here on Public Access Comcast Channel 10, AT&T UVerse Channel 99, and also check the ONTV program guide at ONTV.org for other airtimes that best fit your viewing schedule. Pitching change here, Dragons up 6-0 in the top of the third. And I think they're about ready. Umpire out to talk to, I lost her first name, Sarah, thank you. I have spotters up here in the booth that didn't even know they were so. Carly McGee steps in against Sarah Kunzel. Ball low and away. Carly up high in the batter's box. Home plate's almost behind her. Ball, a strike on the inside corner. Infield in tight. They'll go for a play at the plate. And they called it a foul ball. I guess it's where her glove was at the time when it caught it. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out, bases loaded. Dragons up 6-0. Sarah Kunzel looks in. Inside. Evens the count 2-2. Infield in tight. Ball low. Fills the count. There's no place to put her. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Ground ball. Off the second baseman into right field. That'll get a run in. And the throw comes home. Shelby Misak scores. The Dragons go up 7-0. Kind of a little seeing eye ball. It went under the glove of the second baseman into right field. Susan Bilecki steps in. She takes a ball. Susan was safe on an error by the right fielder in the first. Outfield straight up, fairly deep. Infielders in at the corners. 2 balls, no strikes. Strike at the knees, 2-1. Head into center field, back to the wall. That's going to clear some bases. 1 run in, 2 runs in. A double by Susan Bilecki drives in 2. The Dragons go up 9-0. She tagged that one. All the center fielder could do was turn around and chase it. So runners on second and third, nobody out. Sierra Gonzalez at the plate. Takes a ball outside and low. You can see why the Dragons are undefeated. They have put on a hitting clinic here today. Ball low, low and away. 2 balls, no strikes. And you know what the Clarkston pitchers are thinking? Keep the ball away, because anything inside they've been tagging. There's a little nubber foul. Makes it 2 balls and 1 strike. Still nobody out. Dragons up 9-0. Sarah Kunzel looks in. Strike on the inside part of the plate. Evens the count at 2-2. And I think Sierra knew it. She'd like to have that pitch back. Ball low, throw to second. Runner back safely. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Runners on second and third. Inside, she walked her. That'll load him up again. Bases are loaded. Number 1, Jamie Bell comes in to run for Sierra Gonzalez. Sydney Ross comes up. She flew out to the left fielder her first time up. Ball low. Wind looks like it's dying down a little bit. Strike on the inside part of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. It doesn't look like it's that stiff of a wind, but as we saw with the fly ball to left field, it just hung. Grounder right back to the mound. Off the glove, takes the easy out at first, gets a run in, 1 out. So 1 out. Tessa Nuss at the plate. Fly ball left field. Caught by the center fielder, Caitlin Garvin. That'll get a run in. That'll be a sacrifice fly. Another run in. That's 11-0 for the Dragons. We now have a runner on second with 2 out. Erin Schroeder's on. She was safe on an error and hit into a fielder's choice in the second inning. Or is it, we're still in the second inning. Dragons have hung 7 up here in the second. One ball, no strikes, 2 out. Oh, it hit her. She'll take first base. That'll bring up Shelby Misak. She's been intentionally walked both times up, and they're going to do it again. That'll load the bases again, this time with 2 out. There's ball 3 outside. And she'll walk again for the 3rd time. We used to tell girls, you get intentionally walked, that's a sign of respect. They don't want to throw to you. That'll bring up Cassidy Carson. She's 2 for 2. 2 singles and 2 runs scored. The fly ball to left field, over the left fielder's head. That's going to get some runs in. Shelby Misak pulls into third, and Cassidy Carson ends up at second with a double. The Dragons just keep ringing him up. We've still got only got 2 out. Runners on second and third. McKenna Roy has popped to second and had a single in 2 plate appearances. She's behind in the count, no balls, 1 strike. Ball inside. Evens the count at 1-1. Ball low. We can't get through this inning without giving a lot of credit to our ONTV crew who's been standing out in all the wind and not able to run around places. So, gang, you're doing a great job. Counts even, 2-2, 2 out, 2 on. Dragons up 13-0. Ground ball right back to the pitcher. That'll get her out of the inning. Dragons strike for 9. We've finished 2. It's the Dragons 13. Clarkston, nothing. We'll be right back.
We own a Habitat home.
I love working on my Habitat home.
Soy dueño de una casa de Habitat.
My neighbor is a Habitat homeowner.
Being a Habitat homeowner has changed our lives.
My mortgage payment for Habitat is less than what I paid for rent.
Habitat for Humanity of Oakland County currently has homes available with mortgage payments lower than most rent payments. If you or someone you know needs decent and affordable housing, call 248-338-1843 or visit our website at habitatoakland.org.
Start of the 3rd inning here in Lake Orion. Dragons up 13-0. Mariah Hood will lead it off for Clarkston. She popped out to shortstop her first time up. Sierra Gonzalez is cruising now. Little bunt right in front of the plate. And the throw from Sydney Ross down to Susan Bilecki was kind of into the runner, and it just distracted Susan enough that she kind of got her eye off it and runner safe at first. It'll be an error on the first base person. Brings up Abby Skvars, who doubled, went to third on an error by the second baseman, and was stranded there in the first inning. Takes a ball outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Ground ball to first. She'll take the easy play at first. We have 1 down. She made the throw to second, but there was no chance of getting her. So Sacrifice moves the runner to second. 1 down brings up Paige Blevins, who is out, who grounded to the third base person her first time up. Takes a ball outside and low. Off-speed pitch, low, good pitch, just a little low. If you're going to be successful doing this, you've got to be able to change speeds. And she just showed us there she can do it with the best of them. Strike at the knees. 2 balls, 1 strike. Runner on second, 1 out. Ground ball third. Off the third baseman's glove. Picks it up. Throws. And she was safe. I didn't see a call from either one of the umpires. Moves the runner over to third. I think she just beat that out. That should be an infield single. And our official scorer agrees with me. Foul back out of play into the Clarkston dugout. Runners on first and third for Clarkston. 1 out. No balls, 1 strike. Strike on the outside part on Hannah Chadwell. She popped to second her first time up. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Cued into right field and foul. Just got it off the end of the bat. Keeps the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Runner goes, throw comes to second, and gets the run home, but now they've got the base runner caught in a rundown, and she's safe. So Mariah Hood scores on the steal, and it was a strike to Hannah Chadwell. She's got a count of 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out. Ball outside. They had Paige Blevins in the rundown and just went off the shortstop's glove into left field, and she was safe. Fly ball, right field. Right fielder going back, chase it, catches, makes a catch and runs into foul territory. Nice catch by Mackenzie Case out in right field. 2 down. She fought the wind on that. The wind was kind of skewing it into the right field corner. She stayed with it, caught the ball, and ended up in foul territory. 2 down. Kaylee Percival up. She flew to left her first time up. Ball high. No balls, or 1 ball, no strikes. 2 out. Dragons up 13-1. Ball high, 2 balls, no strikes. If you're Sierra Gonzalez, you want to get this inning over with. Your team staked you to a 12-run lead. Two balls, 1 strike. 2 out here in the top of the 3rd. Foul back out of play over our heads. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Thanks for being with us today. I'm Doug Corliss. We have our entire ONTV crew with us, and glad to be bringing you this OAA division game between the Clarkston Wolves and the Lake Orion Dragons. Here's the pitch. Ground ball right back to the pitcher. Throws her out at first. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Dragons up 13-1. Be sure to turn into replays of your favorite games right here on ONTV. Tune in Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays at 7 p.m. and Saturdays at 1 p.m. for the most current games in our channel lineup. Games are also replayed throughout the week, so check our program guide on our webpage at ONTV.org for replay times that best fit your viewing schedule. Also, visit our YouTube link for games on demand at www.oriontv.org. We finished 2.5. Dragons up 13-1. Clarkston put a mini threat on. And the Dragons want to close this out. They have to have a 13-run differential after 3 for this to be a mercy game. And Sierra Gonzalez did a great job of limiting the damage in that half inning by Clarkston. Carly McGee will lead it off for the Dragons. She's 1 for 1, walked in the first, had a single and scored a run her last time up. Be Carly McGee, Susan Valecki, and Sierra Gonzalez here in the bottom of the third. Sarah Kunzel stays on the mound for Clarkston. Squared up to bunt, took a strike, no balls, 1 strike. Just underway here in the bottom of the third. Pop up behind shortstop. Shortstop's going out, had it in her glove and dropped it. That again, the ball, it was hit straight up in the air. The wind is blowing a lot stiffer now, straight in from center field, and she had trouble fighting the wind. So Carly's on first on the error by the shortstop. And that brings up Susan Valecki, safe on an error and a double in 2 trips. 1 ball, no strikes. Strike at the knees. 1-1, nobody out here in the bottom of the third. Little squibber into right field. It'll drop foul. Right fielder just couldn't get there in time. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the bottom of the third. Infield in at the corners. Back at short and second. Ground ball foul. Dragons scored 4 in the first, 9 in the second. Clarkston came back with 1 run here in the top of the third. Another foul. Down back toward the Lake Orion bench. High pop-up to short. Shortstop Mariah Hood makes the catch. That's 1 down. Got a runner on first. Sierra Gonzalez up. She had a sacrifice fly in the first and walked and scored a run in the second. Scorches one down the third baseline. Just foul outside the bag. Third base person's playing very close to the bag at third. Strike on the outside corner. No balls, 2 strikes. 1 out. The pitch. Little high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball outside. The umpire almost went up with his right hand, but that ball was outside, and he kind of did a little tick with his arm there. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ball inside, fills the count, 3-2. Sidney Ross at bat next. Got her. Good pitch on the outside corner, and Sierra Gonzalez watches it go by. 2 down. Sidney Ross is 0 for 2. 0 for 2. Flew to left in the first and grounded to the pitcher in the second inning. Fouls 1 back over the top. It snowballs 1 strike. 2 out, 1 on. Ball high. Catcher tried to frame it. Umpire said no, it was high. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on, 2 out. Another ball high, just about the same place as the previous one. Sidney Ross standing in. Foul ball in right field. Right fielder just couldn't get to it. With the wind blowing in as stiff as it is, especially from left field, there's no need for those left fielders to play that deep. They can come in about 3 or 4 steps. Foul tip. Just stayed alive on that. Even so, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 1 on. Dragons up 13-1. Another foul tip right back by us. Count remains 2-2. Ball high and inside. 3-2. Carly McGee will be on the move with this pitch. Foul tip. She stayed alive. Carly McGee be on the move again. Full count, 2 out. Bottom of the third. Dragons up by 12. Here's the pitch. Foul ball. Boy, she torqued that one. Out of play. So we'll do it again. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Got her, strike 3. Sarah Kunzel strikes out the last 2 batters she faced. Dragons don't score. It's 13-1. We'll be right back.
Hello, Lake Orion. It's Anthony Taramina, co-host of Between Taraminas. I want to let you know of a new show called History Now. In it, we're going to talk about global, national, and political events that occur in our lifetime. We're going to also have guests and also have co-hosts as well, and also plenty of surprises. Catch us on History Now here on ONTV.
We're at the top of the fourth. The Dragons up 13-1 over the Clarkston Wolves. Mandy Scarcella leads it off for Clarkston. She's 1 for 1. She singled back in the second, took second on an error by the left fielder, and was left stranded there. Strike on the inside corner. No balls, 1 strike. Sierra Gonzalez looks, throws just a little low. 1 ball, 1 strike. She just took a little off that pitch and just got it a little low. Another ball low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Hit foul over by the Dragon dugout. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. And the leadoff batter here in the top of the fourth. Another foul just about in the same place, and it remains 2-2. When the Dragons were up in the last half of the inning, you saw a lot of the Clarkston players blowing on their hands, dancing around. The Dragon position players are staying pretty still. It kind of shows what a 12-run lead will do for you. It warms you up real quick. Still 2-2. Scarcella hanging tough. Fly ball left field. And caught by the left fielder, Aaron Schroeder. 1 down. Good at bat by Maddie Scarcella. But Sierra got her in the end. That brings up Savannah Spring. She's 0 for 1. She had she popped out to first base, fouled out to to first base in the second inning. The problem with a day like today is the girls are allowed to wear sweatshirts and jackets, and if they put a pinch hitter in, you really don't know. Yeah. Oh, okay. We do have a pinch hitter in. That is number 9, Anna Scavar. Ball outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. And we're here in the top of the fourth. Here's the pitch. Low and away, gets away from the catcher. Madison Beck will bat next. One out, nobody on for Clarkston. Grounder right back to the pitcher. Throws to first, 2 out. Didn't get a lot on that swing and just hit a little comebacker right back to Sierra Gonzalez, who threw to first for the easy out. 2 down, Madison Beck, the first base person at the plate. She was hit by a pitch her first time up. Strike at the knees. The pitch. Ground ball. Little seeing eye ball between third and short, and she'll be on with a 2-out single. That'll bring up Caitlin Garvin, the center fielder. She was out third to first in the second inning. She's on with 1 on and 2 out. Straightens up to bunt. Missed for strike 1. Dragons will charge from third and the second base person. A running swing foul. No balls, 2 strikes. Now the infielders can go back a little bit because the threat of the bunt is off. Here's the pitch. Ball outside, throw to second. In safely at second is Madison Beck. One on, 2 out. Here in the top of the fourth. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Swing and a miss, got her on strikes. 1 single, no harm comes of it. We're at the midway point of the fourth inning. Dragons up 13-1. Video classes are now enrolling. Reserve your seat today. Learn the basics of studio and field production with ONTV staff of video professionals. We offer hands-on instruction in a fun atmosphere. Orion residents pay only $10. Call ONTV to find out more at 248-693-3377 or 248-393-1060. Or visit our webpage at ONTV.org. After 3.5, it's 13-1. Dragons in the lead. Dragons will start off at the top of the order. Tessa Nuss, Aaron Schroeder, and Shelby Misak. Against Sarah Kunzel, who came on in the second inning, and she's settled down real good since then. Tessa Nuss is 1 for 2. She walked and stole a base and scored a run in the first, had a double and scored a run in the second, and hit a sacrifice fly to center in the third. So she leads off here in the bottom of the fourth. Dragons up 13-1. Little bunt. Pitcher grabs it, throws to first. Safe at first. She outran it. Nice bunt laid out just between the pitching area and third base. The third base person charged it through to first and just couldn't get her. Erin Schroeder will bat next. She was safe on an error, hit into a fielder's choice, and was hit by a pitch in 3 plate appearances. She's on with 1 on and nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth. The pitch. Little flare to shortstop, caught it, no advance by the runner. Shelby Misak will be up. She has been intentionally walked every time at bat. And they're going to walk her again. As we said earlier, we used to say it was a sign of respect when they intentionally walk you because they must feel you can inflict some damage. But with any other at-bat, you always stay alert, be ready for anything. There's ball 3 outside. And there's ball 4. Cassidy Carson will bat. She's 3 for 3, 2 singles and a double. She scored 2 runs. She's on with 2 on and 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth. The pitch, low, ball 1. Tessa Nuss taking a lead off second base, but she's not going anywhere. Strike on the outside part of the plate evens the count up at 1-1 with 1 out. Ground ball to right field, base hit. That'll get a run in. Tessa Nuss comes home. Shelby Misak's going to third, and she's tagged out. Base hit for Cassidy Carson. Tessa Nuss scores, and Shelby Misak will be out. Second baseman to the third baseman. And Cassidy Carson ends up on second base. Ball 1 on McKenna Roy. She's 1 for 3 this afternoon. Foul back out of play. McKenna's popped to second, had a single, and gone out pitcher to the first in 3 plate appearances. Scored a run in the second. Ground ball fouled on the third base side. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out, 1 on here in the bottom of the fourth. And the pitch outside. 2-2. Carly McGee will bat next if McKenna can keep it alive. Ball low, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner on second. And we have time called out on second base. And the payoff pitch. Ground ball right to the first baseman, inning over. So Dragons get a run on 2 hits, strand 1. We've finished 4, 14-1 Dragons. We'll be right back.
My name is DJ Pam Hornbeck, and these are some of the singers that are on Karaoke on TV every Saturday night. And we would like to invite you to come out and join us. Does everyone have fun with us?
To find out how you can sing on Karaoke on TV, please call the ONTV studio at 248-393-1060.
Going to the top of the 5th, Dragons up 14-1. Top of the order for Clarkston. Mariah Hood will lead it off. She's popped to short and been safe on an error and scored a run her 2 times at bat. Sierra Gonzalez gone all the way for the Dragons. Delivers a little outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Left-handed batter. Fakes a bunt. Takes a called strike, 1-1. One of the differences you notice with the girls is they are a lot further up in the batter's box than you see in baseball. The ball does come in slower, but you have a shorter distance between the pitching area and home plate. But still, they're up, if you want to call it, early in the batter's box. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Just underway here in the top of the 5th. Nobody on, nobody out. Ground ball to third. Long throw to first, too high. She'll go to second. I think if McKenna Roy had let that ball go a little more, it would have gone foul. And as it was, she scooped it. Kind of had to hurry her throw a little bit and threw high. And Mariah Hood is safe on the air. Abby Skavars bats. She's 1 for 2. Had a double in the first and popped to third in the third. She bats here in the 5th with 1 on, nobody out. Here's the pitch. Off-speed pitch, just a little high. Paige Blevins will bat next. Ground ball to second. Easy play to first. The runner advances to third. 1 out. One out runner on third. Paige Blevins is 1 for 2. She grounded to third in the first and had a single in the third and was stranded at second. She bats with 1 out and a runner on third. Ball high and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Outfield straight up, fairly deep. Infielders in at the corners deep at second and short. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 1 strike. Dragons up by 13 here in the 5th. That was a pretty nice pitch, but the umpire must have called it high. So 3 balls, 1 strike. The runner on third. And she walked her. Hannah Chadwell bat now. She's 0 for 2. She flew to right and popped to short, popped to second in 2 plate appearances. Takes a strike on the outside corner. No balls, 1 strike. Runners at the corners, 1 out. Swing and a miss. Now's where you want to set her up for that off-speed pitch. Foul back out of play. Off the first base side. No balls, 2 strikes. Outfield plays her straight up, not too deep. In at first and third, back at second and short. And a pitch. Low. Throw to second. Nobody there to cover it, and the run's going to score. The shortstop had to run over to catch it. I think that was kind of an unplanned play, and nobody was there to cover second base. So the run scores, and Paige Blevin goes to second on the throw. Ball outside, 2-2. 1 out, a run in here in the top of the 5th. And the pitch. Ground ball right up the middle. They're going to throw back into second. They'll hold the runner at third, puts runners at the corners with 1 out. So 2 on, 1 out, and we're going to have a conference at the mound. And while we'll do that, we will remind you that you can go mobile with ONTV anytime. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube on your mobile devices. Connect with ONTV to see what's happening in our new studio, see upcoming events, and watch ONTV programs in high definition on demand. ONTV, working to bring Lake Orion to the world, and we will remind you, as we always do, that this broadcast is brought to you in luminescent high definition. (14-2). We are in the top of the 5th. Conference on the mound is over. And it's mostly, I think that visit was mostly to settle the team down. Look, you gave up a run. You know, it's one that you shouldn't have given up. Don't worry about it. Just get people out. We have a pinch hitter in, Miss Pierce, batting for Kaylee Percival. Abby Pierce. Another left-hand batter in. Ball outside, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 2 on. And the pitch. Foul back out of play over the Dragons dugout. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And I know right now Sierra just wants to get this out. If they could turn a double play, fine, but get her in a situation where she's got 2 outs. And a pitch outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner takes second. No throw. Abby Pierce standing in against Sierra Gonzalez. And a pitch. Foul ball popped under a left field line foul. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Abby Pierce standing in. Sierra Gonzalez looking, throwing. Another foul ball, hanging in tough. Maddie Scarcella is on deck. Oh, he hit her. That'll load him up. She got out of the way and caught her in the back of the helmet. So that'll load him up. Here in the 5th, 1 run in, bases loaded, 1 out. And Maddie Scarcella will be looking to clear some bases. Infield playing even with the bag at 1st and 3rd. Ball 1 high. Outfield straight up. Starting to bunch a little bit towards center now. Wind still blowing in from dead center field. Half swing went too far. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 3 on. Dragons up by 12. Sierra looks in. And a pitch. High. 2-1. No place to put her. Ground ball into left field. That's going to get 1 run in and leave the bases loaded. Caught it in toward the handle of the bat and just put it between second and short into left field. That gets a run in. It's now 14-3. That brings up Anna Scavarci. She grounded out to the pitcher her first time up. Fouls 1 back. Another left-handed batter. Bases loaded, 1 out. 2 runs in this inning. Swing and a miss. No balls, 2 strikes. Sierra looking to put her away. Foul back out of play. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bases juiced. Here's the pitch. Got her, strike 3. Good pitch on the outside part of the plate, and she was caught looking. That'll bring up Madison Beck. She was hit by a pitch in the second, singled and stole a base in the fourth. Dragons looking to close out this half inning. Low, ball 1. Second baseman, there's the runner on second's dancing off the bag, but she's not going anywhere because there's no place to put her. Sierra looking in, and the pitch. Strike, nice pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out, bases loaded. Dragons up now by 11. Sierra, and the pitch, inside. And they're calling it, it hit her, that'll force a run in. Everyone moves up, run scores. It's now 14-4. Caitlin Garvin will come up. She's 0 for 2, grounded to third and struck out in 2 plate appearances. And we're going to get a pinch hitter for her. Alex Gladding will bat for Caitlin Garvin. Alex wearing the very low number for a ball player of number 77. Stands in against Sierra Gonzalez. Strike on the outside part. No balls, 1 strike. Dragons coming in at second and third and back at first and short. In outfield, in shallow. Strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, bases loaded. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, you got her. Sierra Gonzalez pitches out of a jam. Clarkston's disposed of after scoring 3. It's 14-4. And after that last half inning with a 10-run lead, the umpires have called this game. The Dragons come away with a 14-4 victory. This is the first game of a doubleheader. We have had the pleasure of bringing you this first game. So for our producer and director, John Atwater, our entire ONTV crew, I'm Doug Corliss. Thank you for watching. Our final score for Game 1, the Dragons 14 and the Clarkston Wolves 4. Good afternoon, everyone.